Okay, so I'm back on board after spending 5 hours in St Kilda, and I'm gonna be honest, this is one of the craziest places I've ever been to. This is 40 miles out from the outer Hebrides, about 100 miles off of the coast of Scotland to the west. A barren landscape, hills, just rugged coastline, absolutely stunning and beautiful. Now, there's a bit of interesting history to this. The island was inhabited for about 4,000 years. You see, up to the 1930s, where the 36 remaining inhabitants decided to leave the island all at once. They had a few years of bad harvest, bad weather and things like that just made it almost impossible to stay on the island. So they all decided to go away and to live in mainland Scotland instead. But you still see those remnants, and today you might not have any civilians on the island, but what you do have is you have a community of a few scientists and the MOD, so for the non-UK audience, the Ministry of Defence in the UK as a base here. So you've got a population that is now entirely non-civilians, but what you've got is you've got a sort of a native breed of sheep that's on the island with sort of little lambs and things like that roaming around wildly, and you also get a lot of birds. So you see wrens, but very excitedly we also got to see some puffins. Hello, we're in Stornoway today on the Isle of Lewis. Stornoway is actually the biggest town in the Western Isles, so about 9,000 people live in the town. So a bit of a change of pace compared to St Kilda yesterday and its wild beauty. A few people went on an organised excursion around the Isle of Lewis, but I've decided to just investigate the town and its surroundings a little bit. So I spent the morning in Lews Castle and the local museum, where I've learned about local life, custom, both present and from the past, and also a little bit more about the chess pieces from the Isle of Lewis. Very interesting. They were found hidden in the sands, 93 pieces of very delicately carved chess pieces, and some of them on show at this museum. And after that, I decided to go on a walk, and I'm just finishing it now. I went to Gallows Hill. It's about 6 kilometers, circular walk starting coastal, then going in the woods. You then finish on Gallows Hill, which is lookout point. You can take in views of the bay and the sea, and I'm on my way back now. So I'll be back at the ship in about 30 minutes. Okay, so today was extremely busy day. We started on the Isle of Skye, where we made a landing in Lews Castle. Lews Castle is a beautiful, wild and rugged place. Actually, you can find the Skye River there, which at only about 400 meters long is the shortest in the UK. It just links two lochs together. The weather was pretty dramatic, lots of rain, quite a lot of wind. We had to face the elements, and then we went back onto the MS Pittsburgh, and we then travelled to the Isle of Skye, and we were supposed to have our second landing of the day on that island. However, the weather just wasn't with us, and wasn't sort of safe conditions to carry out that landing. So the captain and the crew decided, and rightly so, to try something else. So we moved the ship on to the Isle of Muck nearby, where the sea conditions were just a little bit better. By that time, it was just a little bit too late to actually land on the island. So we just went on a little zodiac cruise. So for about 35 minutes we went out to sea, We tried to spot some wildlife. Actually, some of us were lucky enough to spot minke whales, but otherwise we just saw some birds and some beautiful scenery. So really busy day today. Lots of weather, lots of interesting sights, and also this sort of flexibility of expedition cruising where we couldn't stop in our second destination. So the crew decided to change, to flip the script and find us something else to do instead.